Neil, a 1-1 draw. What are your feelings after the game?
Disappointed, if I'm being honest. Just because the game was probably there to be won. I think they had 2 shots on target the whole game. One of them's gone in the back of the net. Looking at the stats there, I think we had 69% possession. So all the stats were there that you're happy with when you're playing against a team like Worksop, because they don't make it easy for anyone. They're a physical side. We knew that. But it's just that moment to get it over the line. But as I say, it's really disappointing. But if you look at where we've come from, and then the lads going now 11 unbeaten, it's hard to to criticise them. But the good thing for me is that when I walked into the changing room, it felt like a loss. And I think that's a good sign when your team's not happy with just a draw. So again, we're still building. We're not. But I think, like I say, this run we're on now shows that we're not a million miles away from actually being a really good side in this league.
And a frustrating afternoon. I think you probably came up against an inspired goalkeeping performance as well, didn't you?
Oh yeah, he's made some really good saves. So again, you look at some of the saves he's made. The game could have been killed, and that's not for the lack of our finishing. We've hit the target. The keeper's made some good saves, but that's football. And usually in football, when you don't take them chances, we know what happens. They come back to bite you in the bum. But and that's what's happened to us today.
It's those harsh lessons as well that can be the building blocks for this sort of team, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think if you look at the team that we had to put out today, it was a young side, a lot of young lads in there. So again, we've got I think 5 really good players missing at the minute with injury wise. But the lads who have come in and continued that momentum for us. So I've got to be proud of them as well, because they are young lads who are learning their trade in the game, and sometimes they will make mistakes, which probably for the goal there was a mistake in there, but at the end of the day they'll live and they'll learn, and that's the main thing.
You say the key players missing. How difficult or how tough does that make your job, and for the setting up in a structure like that?
It's difficult for any manager. I think especially we didn't have a striker who, like I say, so that's always going to be tough. Then you're missing Dylan Dwyer, Jordan Slew, Dan Pike, Keno. So there's some vital players that you're missing out on there. But look, the players that played today, we brought them in because we believe in them, and let's make no bones, they've just got a result. Do you know what I mean? So it's not doom and gloom. We're disappointed that we didn't win, but at the end of the day, we've just picked up another point, and we are going in the right direction. And the lads who have played will get better for it, the younger lads, and then we just try and keep this momentum going.
With the limited options with the injuries and up front, does that give you the opportunity to maybe bolster the front line during this hectic period?
No, because like I say, the injury that we have now at the minute, it's not a major one, and we're hoping that he'll be back for the next game. So if a player's out for a couple of days, you don't just jump the gun and then go and bring in another one, because what happens then is you'd have 2 strikers there, and one of them's not going to be happier, so it can work in the opposite way. Do you know what I mean? So what we need to do is assess all our lads that are coming back from injury, and then see what we need to do.
And Luke Tabone went to Bury on a 28-day loan today, or announced today. Yeah. Carrying no defenders on the bench, is that a worrying thing for you if any injuries do crop up in the game?
No, because like I said, we know where we're at in terms of our squad at the minute, and we've got players coming back next week. So it wasn't just a case of, oh, we moved someone. Like, we know where we're at in terms of defenders and that, and the one who was out today will be back and will be training on Tuesday. But we couldn't risk today was probably just a little bit too early, but he was running on a pitch today, so hopefully we'll have one back, and then we've got 3 centre halves. So sometimes I think if you have 4 players in 2 positions, it's hard to get one of them even in the squad then. So the last thing you want is people sitting around doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? And out of respect for Luke, we've got a really good relationship. I think it makes more sense for him to be playing games, and then if we need him, he's fit, rather than if you're not in the squad and you're sitting around and you haven't played any games whatsoever, and then we call upon you, which we've seen with Pickles. He was on loan. We sent him to Warrington because we just wanted him to be playing, so that when times like this happen, you can step in and you can go and get 2 results on the bounce for us because you're fit and you're ready.
And going into the next game on the back of today's disappointments, that obviously gives the team an extra fire, doesn't it? And like you say, when you see the reaction in the dressing room, it's you know, you're almost bouncing into the next game, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Well, we treat every game the same, no matter what. If it's a derby, if it's a cup final, I expect the lads to treat every game exactly the same. Do you know what I mean? So we'll go into Saturday with the same mindset that we had today, and the same mindset we've tried to have all season, and hopefully give a good account of ourselves.
And last game before Christmas, as Southport manager, what you're asking for?
3 points. Not 1, 3.